Hello, welcome back to my channel Shubhangi Insights. So today's topic is geometric mean. Till now we have seen arithmetic mean, which are nothing but mathematical averages. Arithmetic mean was the first one. Today we will be doing the second one, which is geometric mean. So arithmetic mean talks about sum of observations. Geometric mean talks about product of observation. Let's see that. It is the nth root of product of n observations in a series. It is denoted by GM. Always remember the denotation part of it. For example, when you're doing any of the method, please do remember how it is denoted. For example, arithmetic mean is denoted by AM or X bar. Similarly, geometric mean is denoted by GM. Now, how do you understand which average to be applied on which particular question? In case they give you directly find out arithmetic mean, find out geometric mean, or find out harmonic mean, you can do them directly. But if they give you only find the average, now how do you differentiate how to find your arithmetic mean question, geometric mean, or harmonic question? Now, for example, if the question is based on geometric mean, then what we need to do is GN is used to measure the average change of growth. Whenever they give you this particular line in a question, you need to understand that they ask me about geometric mean. And then you can solve the particular question. Now let's see what are the different types of data on which geometric mean can be applied. So for raw data, we have GM is equal to nth root of x1, x2, xn and so on. So n is nothing but your number of observations and x1, x2 are nothing but the set of observations. So depending on, for example, if they're giving the two numbers, x1 and x2 will be those two numbers and n will be 2. When you have simple questions or short questions, you can apply this particular formula. But if you have a large number of data, you can go for the second formula, which is anti-log of sum of log x by n. In this particular case, you can do the log and anti-log using either calculators or your logarithm books. Now, when we talk about discrete and continuous data, we have the same formula. Only your frequency terms comes into the formula. Gn is equal to anti-log of sum of f log x by summation f. Here the change is only your f values. Now, how to identify whether your data is raw data, discrete or continuous? So when you have raw data, you will just have single series of observations. So that means it is nothing but raw data. And when you have discrete, you will have x values along with your f values. So then it is nothing but discrete. And when you have class intervals given with the frequency, that is nothing but your continuous data. So this is the way of identifying which data is given to us in order to apply the formula. Now let's see each example for the cases. Let's see the first question. Find the GM of the following numbers 10, 25, 5 and 30. So they have asked us directly to find GM. So we will be applying the GM formula. But first thing is to check which data is given to us. So we have single series of data. So first mention there raw data. Now, the formula for raw data is Gn is equal to nth root of x1, x2 up to xn. These are the values. Now, we have 4 observations. So, our n value will become 4. So, in this case, n will be 4 and the observations will be written here 10 into 25 into 5 into 30. See, after multiplying, we get the value as 37500. Now, by using the calculators or by calculator, we will get the fourth root of this particular value, which is nothing but 13.915. So, this is nothing but GM for this particular question. So, this is one of the simple example of how to find GM. In case I give you observations, you can simply put in the formula, take the root of that and get your answer. Please don't forget to write the conclusion. The GM for the following data is 30.915. Now, let us look at the second question. Find the GM of the values 37852. Again, by looking at the data, it is nothing but your raw data. So, I have written down here raw data. The formula for raw data is nothing but GM is equal to nth root of x1, x2 up to xn. So, now we will put in the values and take the n value as 5 since we have 5 observations. So fifth root of 3 into 7 into 8 into 5 into 2. So fifth root of, after multiplying, we get the values as 1680 and the value comes up to 4.41. So this is the GM for this particular question. Then don't forget to write the conclusion. The GM of following data is 4.41. So this is how we need to solve the four questions based on a raw data. Let us look at the third question. An economy grows at the rate of 2% in first year, 2.5% in second year, 3% in third year, and 4% in fourth year. What is the average rate of growth? Now, in this particular question, as they have mentioned, average rate of growth. So we need to understand they are asking us to find geometric mean. So how are we going to interpret this question? Now, they have given us the different rates in each year, the percentage rise in the growth. So we'll be writing that first. Economy rise. Economy rise. So in the first year it is 2%. In second year it is 2.5%. In third year it is 3%. And fourth year it is 4%. Now we need to find economy at the end of the year. Economy at the end of the year. So these values will become our X values. So how we are going to find? Since they're talking about percentages, so in this particular case, we need to add up these numbers to 100 because it's talking about percentage. So in this particular case, you will be adding 2 plus 100, which will become 102. Next, 2.5 plus 100, it will become 103.5. Next, 3 plus 100, which will become 103. Next, it is 4 plus 100, which will become 104. Since they're talking about percentages, that's the reason we have added them with 100. Now, we have got our X values. Now, since we have our X values given to us, but as we see, the numbers are very big. 3-digit number. So, what we are going to do? We will be applying the anti-log formula in this particular case. So, first let us look at that particular formula. So, the formula for GM is anti-log of summation log x by n. So, since we had x values, we will be applying log on these x values. So, log values. Either you can do it using logarithm tables or using the calculators as it is done in your particular college. So, now we're taking the log values. So, the first value is 2.0086, 2.0107, 2.028, 2.017. Now we will add up all the values since we need to take the summation, which is nothing but 8.0491. So now we will be applying this particular value in the formula. So, and your n values will be 4 since we have 4 observations. So, anti-log of summation, which is 8.0491 by 4, divide this particular value, we will be getting 2.0121, and taking the anti-log, it is 102.9. So, this is the answer for our particular question. Don't forget to write the conclusion. The average growth rate of economy is 2.9% per annum. So please don't forget to write the conclusion. So if you are getting question in terms of average rate of growth, it is nothing but geometric mean. apply the geometric mean formula depending on the data given to us. Since the numbers were large, we had chosen the second formula. Yes, and this is how the question is solved. Then let's look at the next question. The population of a city increases at the rate of 10%, 20% in 2 successive years. In the next year, it decreases at the rate of 5%. Find the average rate of growth. Here they are asking us to find the average rate of growth. So in this case, we need to find out geometric mean. So the first column will be percentage rise in population, which is 10%, 20%, and 5%. Now, population at the end of the year, which is nothing but your x value. So, even in this case, since they're talking about percentages, okay, so we need to add up with 100 or subtract with 100. So, first they're talking about increase. So, it is increasing. So, we will add up 10 plus 100. It is nothing but 110. Again, increasing. So, 20 plus 100, which is nothing but 120. Next, they're talking that in next year it decreases. Since this is decreasing at the rate of 5%, we need to subtract. So, 100 minus 5, which is 95. So, these are nothing but x values. Again, you will be applying the log formula in this particular case. GM is equal to anti-log of summation log x upon n. So, we will be taking the log value. For this, first value is 2.0414. Next is 2.0792. We'll after 1.9777. We need to add up the values, which is nothing but 6.0983. We will be substituting this in the formula. So, anti-log of summation is 6.0983 upon, since we have 3 values, it will be by 3. Now, dividing the values, we are getting as 2.038. And when you take the anti-log of this, we get 107.8. So, this is the GM for this particular question. Then again, don't forget to write the conclusion, which is nothing but the average growth of population is 7.8%. How did we get that? The total is 107.8. Since we had added 100, so we are just subtracting that 100 and telling us the exact value, which is nothing but 7.8%. Let us consider the next question. The following data gives diameters of screws obtained in a sample inquiry. Find the GM. So, in this particular question, they have directly told us to find the GM. But the next thing is to identify which data is given to us. We have diameters given to us and number of screws. So, we have seen that there are 2 columns. So, the first column will be denoted by X and the second column will be denoted by F. So, looking at your X and F, we can tell that our data is discrete data. This is very important to identify so that we can apply the formula directly. Now, the GM formula for this is anti-log of sum f log x divided by sum of s. We're looking at this, we will be taking out the columns. So, first, we will be finding out our log x and then we will be multiplying with the frequency. Taking the log values, we get 2.1139, 2.1303, 2.1461, 2.1614, 2.1644, 2.1703, 2.1732, 2.1761 and 2.1959. Now we will be multiplying this log column with f. So we will get f log x. This column with the next column. So the values are 6.3417, 8.5212, 8.5212 and so on. Now we will be taking the total of this, which is 66.771, and the total of frequency column, since we need to substitute that in the formula. So we will be substituting this anti-log of 66.771 divided by 31, which comes up to anti-log of 2.1539, and to take the anti-log, the value is 142.5 millimeter. Since I have applied or taken the units in the question, please don't forget to mention those units in your answer. So this is your answer. Please do mention the conclusions. The diameter of screws is 140.5 millimeter. This is very important step. Okay, let us look at the last question. Calculate the GM for the following frequency distribution. So in this particular piece, again we need to find the GM. The columns are class intervals and frequency. So whenever class interval is attached to the frequency, it becomes your continuous data. Please do mention that first. Continuous data. So the formula is again same as your discrete data. GM is equal to anti-log of summation f log x upon summation f. So in this particular question, we don't have our x column. So the first thing is to find out the x column. So x is nothing but the midpoint of class interval. Now what is the middle value of 0 to 10? It is 5. But if you have to calculate using the formula, it is nothing but lower class limit plus upper class limit by 2. Okay. Midpoint, we have already seen this in our arithmetic also. Midpoint is upper class limit plus lower class limit upon 2. In our question, it is 0 plus 10 by 2, which is 5, and so on. So we will be getting our x values 5, 15, 25, 35 and 45. Now we will apply log on the log x is 0.699, 1.761, 1.3979, 1.5441, 1.6532. Next, we need to multiply log with our f values, which is f log x 5.592, 14.1132, 27.958, 9.2646, 6.6128, and the total is 63.5406. We need to take the total of frequency, which is again nothing but 50. We will be substituting this in the formula of anti-log of 63.5406 by 50 anti-log of 1.2708, and the value comes up to 18.65. So this is the value of GM. Now don't forget to write the conclusions, which is the GM of following data is 18.65. So with this, we are done with the questions of geometric mean. I hope you understood the concept as well as the question start. In case if you have any doubts, please to comment them out. And if you like the video, please do subscribe it and share it with your friends.